One of these turns it on. What's up, everybody? How you doing today? It's another GhostCultMag.com weekly ritual art, rock, and metal news show everywhere on the web, doing the damn thing. I don't know why I have all this blue on the screen. It's so strange. How's everybody doing out there tonight? I am not gonna lie. I am burned out. I am feeling very burned out. Dillinger's Compound is here. Southeast of Heaven is here. Gabe is here. What's up, Don? My love is here. What's up? What's up? What's up? All right. This light is kind of bothering me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm on the struggle bus today. I had a long day of work and a very hard time at therapy, and I am trying to get out of town. So we're gonna do all the things because that's what we do here. We do all the things. But Don goes, Melissa. I can't sing that high anymore. But we got a lot to get through. I'm determined to still do the show to my fullest capabilities. And yeah, that's better. All right. Can I bring my volume up a little? I don't know. Let's see. I do have a brand new Yeti Blue microphone, so I didn't have to keep bringing them back and forth between the two places I do these recordings and interviews at. Could just be that my system is rather low. I don't want to keep fucking with it like it went out the other day. Hopefully that's better, but probably not. Anyway, I'm going to try to be less low energy. It's not bad. Don't worry about it. All right, I appreciate you. We got lots of folks hanging out on the tube of you. I don't know if you know this. We recently launched a brand new YouTube channel called Ghost Cult Live. So you all should check that out. Subscribe there. But right now we're still streaming also on the main Ghost Cult channel. They look beautiful. Well, it's this beautiful lighting, man. I have to give credit to Omar for the great lighting. Not sure what my story is here, but okay. All right, we'll just move on. Lots to cover in a short span of time, so let's do the damn thing. Look at this fun thumbnail of me. Boom. I'm doing like the Heaven's Gate guy. Now it sounds great. Rip Bobby Weir. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes, buddy. Yeah, for real. For real. So, anyway, thanks to everybody who's here and watching. We've got some folks tuning in also on TikTok. The best experience for this is always via StreamYard, and we are streaming on Facebook, several YouTube channels, Twitch, several Instagrams, but I like hanging out with y'all on TikTok. We'll drop the tip menu in a little while in case people want to feel tipsy. And we always start with the announcements. And of course, we got some big giveaways. We have the big book giveaway still going on until the end of the month. Of course, you agree. I look beautiful. Thanks, Melissa. Don also looks beautiful. We're giving away an Aussie memoir, 2 books on Slayer, and some metal life hack books that might help you out for 2026. And we're also doing another new giveaway with the grindcore death metal band Atoll for the Swamp Survivors tour with Truck Stop, Dick Pill, and Squelcher. So these are incredible names I'm very hype about. And yeah, also we premiered the brand new video for my homies in Oxide. If you are an employee or a member of Ghost Cult Mag's community, business community, you cannot enter to win, but anybody else can enter all over the world. And I didn't really make this like a publicized thing, but you can continue to revisit the giveaway over time and get more entries. So like that was kind of like a backup, sort of backdoor bonus. Backdoor bonus. That should be on a shirt. A backdoor bonus for the giveaway is that you could actually win by getting extra entries. So I think it's fun. Yeah, we're here doing all the things. People are tuning in, which I'm extremely excited about. That's super nice. Appreciate y'all for coming. YouTube, you are a pain in the buttocks. All right. You get shot in the buttocks. So we debuted the brand new video from Oxide today. Oxide is the sludge noise doom band from Oakland. My homeboy Kunjan Joshi is the vocalist and guitarist. They dropped a brand new single today. They have a new EP coming out, and it was awesome. Grim is here. What's up, Grim? Good to see you. So we are on a little later than normal. Starting off with the bad news, of course, Bob Weir died. Don is in the chat, and he's a huge deadhead, as is his awesome wife. And while I have never been a fan, I can respect the game that they put down for decades and decades, and their tremendous fan community. And people from outside of their community also talked about the dead a lot and lovingly. So, stuff is up in the air right now about what's going to happen. They did have one of the most profitable tours ever. And apparently Bob, I think maybe when he did those final concerts in Golden Gate Park, I don't think it was like expressed or understood that it was going to be his last shows ever, but it's possible that he knew they were his last shows ever. So we'll see if John Mayer picks up the torch and continues. Weir has the record for the most time spent on stage. He did know. Is that a Guinness fact, or is that something like did they drop that information? I don't know how you would quantify such a thing, but I mean, it seems legit. Also, oh man, this was a tough one to read about. Omar sent this over to me. Coben Farr, who was a voice actor from the UK, appeared on Classic Annihilator record. Q is here also. What's up, Q? Good to see you. So Coben Farr passed away. Here's a picture of Jeff Waters with Coben. Very sad. This is one, I don't even know if Melissa, you might have sent this to me. Kenny Ian Thomas, the very first drummer of Susie and the Banshees, died. It was kind of sudden. I don't think there was quite a big fanfare made about it, but this guy was an incredible and influential drummer in the goth and post-punk era. And obviously the lineage of players that have played with Susie are incredible and extremely influential. But yeah, Kenny Ian Thomas passed away. This one was rough to read about. So Black Midi is a UK indie rock band. They've been around, for quite a while. And one of their guitar players committed suicide. I want to make sure I get his name right. He's got like a hyphen name. Matt Kwanuski Kelvin, who is the guitar player of Black Midi, and he had kind of left the band due to mental illness, and he did in fact take his own life. Yeah, I didn't know. I just saw it right before I went live, and I dropped that and the Coburn piece in the thing. I just in my efforts to try to get this show on the road, I needed to, get it out there. I'm sorry I didn't send it to you first. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. We are Susie fans here. So yeah, rest in power to Matt. Check on your friends. A lot of people are struggling with their mental health right now. You may or may not know what people are going through. I always try to say, look at what other people are going through, and be sensitive to that, because it's tough out there. It's tough. Other news this week, John Forte, Refugee All-Stars and rapper and producer, died suddenly at 50 years old this week. I have no information about that, but apparently was found dead at his home. Another one, really sad. Fairly talented guy, had some huge features, and his debut solo album, Poli Sci, I think from 1998, had a tremendous amount of features for the time, like Fat Joe and a bunch of other rappers were on his debut. So very sad. Miracle Blood is here. What's up? What's up? Charles is here. Hi. Stephen Howling is here. So rest in power, John Forte. On a lighter note, celebrating birthdays this week include Rob Zombie, yeah, Zach Wilde, the Black Label Society, and we have some Black Label news coming soon. You love Keefy pep talks. Thank you. I love them too. I had to redesign this thing. The Ageless Wonder, Jinx Dawson of Coven, had a birthday this week. Honestly, I think she's aging in reverse. No idea how old she is. I think 72, but also could be like 50. Melissa writes, suicide is spiking big time the last couple of months across North America. Dylan Chacon. Thank you. Thanks, bro. I know. It's crazy. People are at their wits' ends. Steve Perry of Journey celebrated her birthday this week, and I didn't really homegirl had a deal with Satan. She does have a deal with Satan. I didn't get to put this in the news, but pay close attention to the next week or two, because I think we're going to find out that Journey is going to launch a new lineup, and it's going to cause another series of lawsuits. I think Arnel Pineda is not going to be able to tour with Journey, at least right now, because of some domestic abuse stuff going on. A case against him by the government in the Philippines apparently takes even a vicious argument that causes unrest in your partner is considered domestic violence. So his wife filed some claim against him, and the government is investigating Arnel, and he may not be, his visa might get revoked, and he may not be able to leave the country. So Jonathan Cain and my man Sean are suing each other, and Arnel can't come in the band and come into the country to tour. Steve Perry will not come back. So I think Dean Castronovo is going to be the surprise lead singer of Journey for the next little while, with a revamped lineup that does not include Jonathan Cain. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. It's very possible. How do I feel about giving that their favorite band? Mucus Lavender knows I are not my favorite band. I hate Journey. Thank you, Mucus Lavender. Thanks for being here. Also, would have celebrated a birthday this week. Oh, I think Arnel is incredible. Like I said, I'm not saying Journey's not a good band. I just personally dislike them. I don't want to listen to them. I don't want to hear their songs. I don't want to hear them done at karaoke. And as everybody knows, when I host karaoke, I charge anybody that wants to do a Journey song $50. That's the new law. Ronnie Van Zant would have celebrated a birthday this week. Yes, Tyler Bates has left Manson also. And I don't think I got the Manson Rob Zombie tour, Freaks on Parade tour in there either. But whatever. Good for them. Good for Manson. They were like, I hate you and I hate you. And now suddenly they're going to go on tour again. If you keep talking like that, we're going to have to go our separate ways. Not funny. Paul Stanley would have celebrated a birthday this week. Keep on trucking. Dave Grohl celebrated a birthday yesterday. They also played a charity gig yesterday at the Kia Forum for his birthday. Here's the tip menu. If you're feeling tipsy, feel free to tip us. It's not mandatory. We do get some money from advertising, and we're working on some new business development strategies. However, we do like tips. You can still give us a super chat or a super thanks on the @GhostCultMag YouTube. You can buy us a coffee on Ko-fi. My web developer today said, what the fuck is a Ko-fi? And I was like, oh, that's how you buy stuff. And I just lost my picture. Oh, no. Am I back? I'm back. Okay. Oh, I know what's happening. This fucking echo. This is tomorrow. Gene Hoagland's passing by. What's up, Mean Gene? Good to see you. Nice Gene, actually. Super glad to see you. Love the new Dark Angel record, contrary to a bunch of dumbasses on the internet. Don't read the internet, folks. It's bad for you. Read books. Remember those? Remember books? Books were the best. If you want to drop us a tip, here it is. And there it goes. And there's our Cash App for everybody except TikTok. There we go. All right. Moving on to the features. I'm going to try to breeze through this pretty quickly. Once again, our Album of the Year stuff is still live and pinned to the main post on the website. Ghost was our #1 Album of the Year. Even though our reviewer didn't absolutely go bananas for it, the majority of our staff voted for it. It was very close until it wasn't. Also, I've got, like I said, I started out like the last few weeks since the new year. I've been kind of burned out. I did a lot in December, and then I'm still trying to kind of clear the decks for 25, but we do have more Live streams coming. I just haven't been able to get it together to do any. I did this unboxing of Smashing Pumpkins. That was my last one. I think that wasn't a live stream. I think Omar edited that expertly, actually. And it's magical. I do have some live streams coming next week and back on kind of current topics and stuff soon. But I just haven't had my heart in it. Also, we have the album of the year stuff. We have guest post extravaganzas. New interviews this week. If you've got a band or a small business or you're a solo artist, you need to check out this interview I did with Randy Ojeda, Esquire of Randy Ojeda Law. He is also a music manager. He's worked in the music business for a long time, and he is an invaluable resource for free information for bands and artists who are trying not to get screwed, especially when the whole system and systems are screwing guys all the time, screwing band people, folks. Great interview with Randy. Also, I interviewed Stefan from Psychonaut. They're the European post-rock and post-metal band, maybe a little progressive metal, a little bit of Tool, a little bit of, Cult of Luna. Really great, brilliant band. Check out that interview with him. Also, Don is here in the chat. We, at Glacially Musical, we started our very first episode on our new series on Ronnie James Dio's solo band Dio. Great artwork by Don there. Part 1 was Holy Diver. That's going to go up tonight. You can listen to it on YouTube and all the other streaming and podcast platforms tomorrow or Saturday. We'll be doing the next 3 Dio records with a chaser in there somewhere. All right, now it's time for the news rundown. And as you know, when we start the news rundown, we start talking about metal festivals. And we got some big ones today. Big ones. All right. First off, Bottle Rock Napa. This is one that I attended this year past. Probably won't go this year. Foo Fighters are your headliners. Some pretty interesting artists on there. Joan Jett, Tom Morello, Shaka Khan. I will not be going this year, but it looks really rad. If you want an intimate but very cushy and fun festival that is not strictly rock or metal, obviously, but has some rock, great food, obviously fancy food in wine country in Napa, great drinks, beverages, cocktails, beers, not a huge crowd, maybe 40, 50,000 people tops, which is honestly small for most festivals now. Maybe it's less than that. Maybe it's 35. There is a curfew at 10 p.m. every night because the grounds are on people. People live on the vineyards where the festival is. But it's really fun. One of the easier festivals I've ever done. This is really fun. This is the Gormagon Festival with a bunch of illegible bands. I couldn't read them. Flash Chester featuring Onslaught is coming. Hop Smoker Fest is coming at the Widowmaker Brewery in south of Boston. And of course, Incarceration, which I accidentally deleted the flyer. But Incarceration got announced, Limp Bizkit, Bad Omens, tons of other bands. I think Machine Head is on there. Let's see if I can call it up. Maybe I can call it up. See if I can call up the file, because I do have it here. That was a bummer. That was a mistake was made. Here it is. There we go. So let's just embiggen this for a second. So we got Disturbed, Papa Roach, Cypress Hill, Hollywood Undead, Everywhere I Go, Starset, Tech Nine, Ginger, Memphis Mayfire, Rev Theory, Jukes, Point North, Entheos, Snuffed on Sight, a few other bands, Acid Blood, Dead, Never Tell. These are solid bands. Dead is cool. I've interviewed them before. Bad Omens, Gojira. This seems like the best day of the festival. Bad Omens, Gojira, The Youth, Sleeping with Sirens, Poppy, Machine Head, Hatebreed, Lacuna Coil, Landmarks, Caskets, Spite, Guilt Trip, Wolves at the Gate, Enemy, Knight Rider, Cane Hill, and then Sunday closing it out with Limp Bizkit, A Day to Remember. Let's see, Motionless in White, Ice Nine Kills. I always feel like these are two very. Oh, thanks for folding my ghost. PJ's Jutes. All right, you love them. Motionless in White, Ice Nine Kills, On a shore fit for a king, get scared, escape the fate, alien ant farm, doing like a special um, anniversary set. This May I, Norma Jean, Silent Planet, Born of Osiris are on tour right now in Europe. Archers, Static Dress, Silly Goose. That's the band that got arrested for playing at a BP Amico. So fun. You know, something fun. Sometimes things are fun. Fun things are fun. All right. Now let's put this back. Now it's time for the concerts. Let's see. Metal Allegiance is next week, and I will be down in Anaheim, California for this. I'm going to fly down, fly in to see the show, and leave on Friday. But I'm super hyped. This looks amazing. I got some Metal Allegiance news about their new song coming up in a minute. That was phenomenal, but yeah, really cool. Basically, the core of the band, Alex Skolnick, Mark Mengy, Mike Portnoy, and David Ellefson, with a tremendous amount of other talent. Troy Sanders of Mastodon, Chuck Billy, John Butch, William Duvall of Alice in Chains. Like, tremendous lineup of people. And I think Chain Sate is one of the openers. I've been wanting to see them. So, Black Dahlia Murder finally announced their Spring Fling tour with Acacia Strain and some other bands. Looks cool. Sebastian Bach, Reminder, Sebastian Bach North American tour coming up soon. Avenged Sevenfold is on tour right now. I just want to shout out our homies in Moths. You've seen our own Wesley Negron of the band Moths interview bands for us on Ghost Cult. They just supported Avenged Sevenfold in Puerto Rico and then on to South America with Mr. Bungle. So these are the makeup dates from the tour that did not happen. Should you go to the show? Which one? Metal Allegiance? I don't know if you're up for a road trip. I'm coming in and I'm leaving. I'm not staying. But yeah, if you feel like you want to. Cryptopsy, 200 Stab Wounds and more are doing the All So Vile tour where they're playing None So Vile in full. None So Vile, one of my favorite death metal albums of all time. In Extremity Retained is here. Hardcore Ron is here. Slayzilla is here. What's up? Good to see y'all. Good to see you. Man, I'm just clopping away. John Corabi is coming on tour doing a selection of his greatest hits, Motley Crue, Solo, The Dead Daisies, and more. Oh, Bach. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's up to you. Parawolf is going to be on tour in Europe soon. There's a bunch of European tour dates. Patriarch, who has a killer new album coming out, they are on tour in Europe. Ginger is doing a tour. We saw Ginger with Vended and Textures. We saw Ginger's Tati. Tati gave a Karabi. That's gonna be a great show. Ginger's front woman Tatiana said, "I'm tired of being called a female fronted artist. Thanks for catching up to the last 15 years of the band. We hate. Is Cryptopsy the Kings of Slam? Not on None So Vile when they were more like a black and death metal, but that is a great observation." Once again, Atoll Swamp Survivors Tour. We're giving away a pair of tickets. It's Florida, Louisiana, Georgia. Definitely check out that pin post on Instagram is the post with that giveaway. The book giveaway is through ghostcultmag.com at the pin post there. Just randomly and not about music, but Indie Fest, the annual film fest of San Francisco, is coming to the Roxy, one of my favorite movie theaters in the Mission District, like 10 blocks from my house. I will probably check in and see some stuff there. Avatar's got a bunch of tours coming up. On the right-hand flyer is North America. The left-hand flyer is right before North America in Western Europe. New Avatar record came out for Halloween. Amaranth and Epica, what a great co-headlining tour that is. Coming up soon. I think it is already underway in the UK and Europe. Heidenfest with Korpaklani, basically all the folk metal bands, Trollfest and stuff. They're coming soon. High Raise, who the singer of High Raise, Brigida, is on the new Creator album that fucking slays. High Raise has a short tour of Germany, their home country. Witches and Kings, where Burning Witches and Hammer Kings are touring together. That's fun. Alter Bridges kicked off their tour supporting their brand new album with Daughtry and Seven Dust. Roddy Bottom's got more book signings. None of them are near me, but the Royal We review coming soon. Great book. And again, Zetro taking over San Francisco in 2 weeks, a week and a half to play all his greatest hits. I will probably go to that. And then just in some cancellation news, Onslaught has been forced to cancel their entire European tour. Due to illness, they are still playing Hell's Heroes Festival in March. And I will also be at Mojave Experience in March. This is great. This is like my favorite David Lynch meme. One day the sadness will end. Today is not going to be that day. I don't think today is going to be that day. David Lynch forever and for all time. Once again, there's the tip menu. If anybody's feeling tipsy, we greatly appreciate tips. And just a real quick shout out to Fable Beard. If you want to get your beard to be awesome like mine, you need to get you some Fable Beard products like I have right here. Fable Beard products. Let me hold it a little better. I randomly don't have the beard products, the beard oil or the beard balms with me today. Those are at Melissa's house. But get the co-wash that I use every couple of days to get this beautiful. My beard is kicking so much ass, and 2 varieties of their deodorant. If you want to have awesome, I don't think he's gonna trash Mike viewer. My beard smells like incense. I'm sorry. Incense and stale sweat and lies, Don. For your 9 Inch Nails reference right there. But yeah, get your beard hooked up with Fable Beard, just like me. If you sign up with the link in our bio, you get $10 off your first order, and we get free Fable Beard merch. So we're happy about that. Also, once again, if you get ads served to you from our website at ghostcultmag.com, I had a lot of headaches today with the website, but it seems fine now. Thanks to my web dev, who I'm going to shout out in a second. But Lamb Goat, we're part of the Lamb Goat Media Network, the much meaner version of Ghost Cult. Check out the Lamb Goat Network. And then the other network of sites. Also, Craig Caruso, again, where would I be without you, my man? Love Craig Caruso. He is the best. If you have a website or an app or a company, anything to do with tech, you need Craig helping you. All right. Now it's time. It's time for the rest of the news. I'm going to zip through this because I got some stuff to get to. We're on all the socials. If you're watching this on Twitch, I appreciate you. If you follow us, we'll follow you back. Thanks for being here. Peter's here. What's up? Lungs Ruin was just here. Gene Hoagland was just here. We're on all the things. Big news of the week. Lamb of God has announced their brand new album, Into Oblivion. They dropped a single and a video for Into Oblivion. Sounded pretty killer. This is a series of singles they've been releasing toward the end of the year. And now all these songs will be on the new albums coming out in March. I already pre-ordered one. And I got to be honest with you, it was pretty cheap. Records have been going up and up and up, as Don and I talk about on the Glacially Musical podcast with Nick Cameron. And it was $27 to get a brand new autographed, beautiful vinyl variant green of this Lamb of God album. So I'm excited. Lamb of God is one of the most anticipated albums of the year, along with Gojira and a bunch of others. So pretty fucking cool. Gore dropped a cover today of Chappell Roan's Pink Pony Club on the AV Club's AV Undercover in their record-breaking 7th appearance on their show. They've done all kinds of crazy covers, Kansas, and a bunch of other pop songs and other things. So just as you would imagine, it is bonkers. It's actually pretty fun. Pussifer has their new album coming out. Normal Isn't, and their tour to follow in the spring, but they also finally announced the Pussiferverse. The Pussiverse. Their new upcoming comic series. Yes, definitely. So, the Pussifer comic book series, they had an animated video for their new single, Impetuous, so I'm all about this. I cannot wait to get this. Liquid Death and Elf Cosmetics have teamed up once again for lip embalms. So lip balms or embalms, like embalming. Pretty fun. And, we had a collab with them last year where we did the corpse paint, which sold out in like 10 minutes. I think the lip balms are not quite sold out yet, but they sent us some. There'll be some content around that, videos and social media stuff soon. But really fun collab. Much respect to Liquid Death and Elf. Their marketing stuff is on point. That was the thing I couldn't remember. Melissa, Elf Cosmetics like founder was apparently a Nexium person. Maybe not like in the cult in person, but was like a follower of Keith Raniere, which is super interesting, right? But I don't know if that's a shame on Elf Cosmetics or just kind of a curious thing to know about. I don't know if that. Do you, if you're you buy products and the owner of a product or the CEO of a company is shitty, do you not, or they like shitty things? Do you just like, well, my morals won't allow me to fuck with these people anymore? Is that what you do? Because I don't know, maybe. It's not hard to separate the art from the artist. Is it hard to separate the commerce from the commerce makers? Speaking of Metal Allegiance, they dropped maybe the best song of the year already. Black Horizons. William Duvall of Alice in Chains, Mark Mengy, Mike Portnoy, and Alex Skolnick on lead guitar. They wrote this song together. It is pretty incredible. If you ever wanted to hear what William would sound like singing over a Testament song, this is it. But even beyond the Testament song, there's other elements of rock and metal in this song that are incredible. And I hope they play it live when I see the concert next week. I'm super excited. Speaking of new albums, also Black Label, and I think that Metal Allegiance is going to have a new album at some point later in the year. I know they're working on the King Ultra Mega stuff right now too, similar players. Black Label Society announced their new album, and I honestly think this album artwork is horrible. You see a good example of the album artwork is the Lamb of God, which looks like it was made and then photographed. And then Black Label Society, this thing looks like AI to me. I don't know. It does not look good. I sent it to the guys in the podcast, and I was like, what? Engines of Demolition is the name of the album. Let's just embiggen this for a second. You out there watching, except on TikTok, give me your opinion and tell me, is this a good album cover? I don't think this is a good album cover. Does it sum up Black Label Society? I like the color scheme of the black, the gray, and the orange. I like the swirly, which is like Zakk Wylde's guitar pattern. Iconic guitar pattern. But this artwork is trash. It's really not good. Just to me. If you think it's good, let me know. Drop a comment. I think it sucks. Don says, I should have better album cover than this. I agree. Snot is in the studio. We told you last week they dropped off their South American tour, opening for Head PE, which is weird, but like Snot is in the studio making their first album in probably 25 years, or 27 years since Lynch Strait died. So that's kind of fun. So yeah. Also, this kind of blew my mind, not necessarily rock or metal, but a couple of months ago, we told you about just music industry stuff or fandom stuff. We told you that the Mariah Carey demo tape that she recorded as a backup singer of Brenda K. Starr got sold at auction for $54,000. It was like hand delivered from Brenda K. Starr to the original producer, Mariah's demo producer, Arthur Baker, that led to her record deal. And now they have the pre-solo and pre-digital underground recordings of Tupac Shakur from his early hip-hop thing, his early hip-hop band, basically. Originally, I think, in Baltimore and Oakland. Before the World, Tupac's earliest recordings from his pre-fame rap group, Born Busy, is going up for auction. A rare and historic cultural grail. So this is like an original tape, one of the earliest known recordings, original lyrics, archive photography, and a signed graduation banner from his high school from the personal archive of his friend and fellow Born Busy group member, Geology. Geology's been out there as a rapper. It's better than the Dark Angel cover. Well, again, I think the album's actually really good, but maybe the cover. I don't know. Gene was in the comments before on Instagram. So yeah, I mean, if Mariah Carey's demo went for $54,000, I feel like this Tupac thing is going to go for $75,000 to $100,000. Recorded in 1988 at Geology's parents' home in Baltimore, cassette captures Tupac MC New York at the time, alongside close friends, Born Busy members Geology. Darren K. Bastfield, Ace Rocka, and Dana Mouse Smith, Slick D, 16 years old, rapping a cappella. The recording was made so Geology could later learn the verses and build beats around them. And then, there's an extensive stuff here. Wax Poetics is in charge of the auction. So we'll keep you posted on how much this sells for. I'll sell my Rachel's Dead demo cassette for $5. That's fun. Big news from the record label world. Frontiers SRL is an Italian record label specializing in heavy metal and progressive rock. They have been encroaching into more extreme metal and hard rock. They have another sub-label called FLG that had the Skunk and Anise record last year that was really great. We gave that an 8 or a 9, a 10. And now they really kind of drilled down into their Black to Black records or recordings. And they put out the Biohazard record in October. They're putting out the new Megadeth record a week from now. And so they signed our homie, Mike Gitter. You probably know him. He was a zine guy, Triple X zine, covering punk in the 80s. And then he became a record label guy and a band manager. And Gitter has worked at Roadrunner, Century Media most recently, all the big labels, Razor and Tie. He signed all your favorite bands. He put some of your bands on the map. And so he is now the global head of A&R for Frontiers and Black to Black. And they signed Forbidden, one of my favorite bands ever, Cro-Mags, Nun Slaughter, and more to come. They have a whole bunch of releases for this year now. Kevin Martin, previous guest of our show here, I've interviewed him a few times. He was on a podcast this week and was like, I was felt like the band was ending. We did a podcast interview where he was like, the band is ending and that's it. I have a baby and I want to stay home with my wife. And then they kept getting offered tours. They did a farewell album. They did a farewell tour. And then they just kept getting offers for festivals and tours. And Bush gave them an opportunity to come out with them. And he was like, his wife was like, you're not ready to quit. Why don't you keep going until you can't go anymore? So he's still Candlebox coming out with a new album later this year. I'm all for it. I like Candlebox. It's for you. Field is Eternal has a new album, dropped a new video and single. Their new album's coming soon on Monarch Heavy, which interestingly, Monarch Heavy no longer has Black Label Society. That was like one of their flagship artists, and he jumped to Spineform. Very interesting. Once again, just a reminder, next weekend is Megadeth's new documentary series movie. You can watch it in movies, and then I think it'll be on demand after. It's in the movies Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday next week. I'm going on Saturday after I get back from Anaheim. Busy week. Also, I was really surprised by this one. I mean, not surprised, but surprised, like one of those. Poison the Well, one of the best bands in post-hardcore and metalcore originators, is dropping a brand new album, Peace at Last. And so that's very exciting. They dropped a new single. Kind of cool. Yeah, there's the actual double picture image with the album cover. Okay. When you clearly explained everything in the email and the reply says, let's hop on a call. Ugh. It was my day today, but what are you going to do? New Music Friday. Let's run through the quick and dirty New Music Friday. I don't think I'm going to play any music today, but because I'm concerned about my setup. But let's just see where we're at. Obviously, the new Creator record is huge this week. That's the big bad one, the big daddy of it all. I'm stoked for that Creator record. I haven't listened to it yet, but I got to. Man, what a pain in the ass. YouTube, you are a pain in the ass. Oh well. New Music Friday this week, Creator. All right. I guess we're not gonna get the list. But anywho, good year, a lot of new music, like at least like 100 new records have come out in the first 3 weekends of the year. So people will say to me, like, I can't find anything good to listen to. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I just don't know. And some technical difficulties. So yeah. All right. I guess we're gonna skip ahead to the mailbag. Let's skip to the mailbag. And you know what I have in the mailbag? I'm gonna just get rid of this and just full screen me. So I'm sitting on a lot of new music to share. I have a bunch of trauma dumps to do and all kinds of things. And I talked a couple weeks back that Super 7 was closing their stores. They closed their 2 retail stores in San Francisco and San Diego. They're still a brand. They're still online. I think the tariffs hit them pretty bad to start the year. So they did a sort of going out of business sale. And I got to pop in one last time, one of my favorite places in San Francisco, to get everything. They were having a 60% off sale. A lot of stuff was picked through and gone. But I got a bag of stuff, and I want to share it with you right now. It's like Christmas all over. First things first, little King Diamond action figure. This is the King Diamond. I think this is the Give Me Your Soul, Please. Oh, this is the solo King Diamond with the bone. Great action figure backing. Kind of looks like the Kenner Star Wars toys. You'll see some more of this Kenner iconography in a second. Also Cliff Burton, second wave, Cliff Burton, Master of Puppets, Cliff Burton, with his bass and his flannel shirt. Pretty amazing. I love Metallica, as you know, my most listened to band last year. Another one of my first crush and my first boner, Blondie. I don't think this actually looks like her well. Honestly, is like one of the few that I don't think looks too good. Yeah, it was like 60% off on everything. Nuns Have No Son. Brent Hines mural being created right now in his hometown. That's awesome. And it doesn't have like a microphone or anything. It is the Heart of Glass like dress that is like literally a napkin. She had a belt on in the music video, and the stripy Alice Cooper pants. I think you were talking about painting one of our walls this pattern in the bathroom, Willis. But anyway, yeah. So Blondie. Reaction figure stands. I normally don't have these things unboxed, but I think in a future place, in a future life, future me, I'm gonna have like a little display area for some of my figures, and that's gonna be rad. So I needed these. I do have some for my Funkos. They're already gone. Store is closed and the sale is over, and I got to run in there. I think like right before I went back to Melissa's for New Year's. This is cool. Thin Lizzy. Mark II Thin Lizzy. This is the infamous, I think this is the Thunder and Lightning era Thin Lizzy. And I like the back cover. I would have liked a little dossier. Jailbreak Thin Lizzy. It should have asked me. They're not out of business. They're just not having the super sale anymore. But I don't know. I was on there today looking at some stuff, and they were like, would you like a mystery Super 7 toy for $12? So they are having a sale. They're just not going to have the physical store anymore. And then also I had to kind of get this because everybody knows how much I love Vincent Price. So this is a Vincent Price glow in the dark. He's got a like a raven on his back, on his shoulder, and this glows in the dark to match my a couple of my other horror stuff. Save this tag as a proof of purchase. This is also great. Do you feel the hairs raising on the back of your neck? That's from the chilling glow of Vincent Price. So those are all $8 each, right? And then normally priced at like $65, they have one of these super giant size Papa Emeritus 2. I don't think I had this one. Maybe I do. So if I have an extra, maybe I'll give it away. But I have this Papa extra Ultimates reaction figure side with the crucifix on the back. It's kind of beautiful. Green and black. Really good looking. And then I got to end things up. I got a couple of shirts. So let's see these shirts. I didn't have a lot of stuff in my size also, but like this is kind of fun. These were dirt cheap. This is a Rodan. Just a shirt that says Rodan, the Godzilla villain. Not the sculptor Rodan, but Rodan. And then I thought this was kind of fun. This is like a special Snoopy Apollo mission launch team shirt. I have no idea why this is a thing, but I thought it was rad, and it was like $10. So kind of fun, right? Super 7, we love you. I hope you don't go out of business. I'm really sorry that people lost their jobs and went out of work, but they said they were going to move people to the warehouse and other things. They also had, because again, Adam from Jawbreaker still lives in the Bay Area. There was like a set list on the wall at Super 7 for the longest time, and I tried to buy it, and they said it was $350, and I was like, no. If I could have talked them down to 100, I might have pulled the trigger because I love that band. But anyway, that's our show. In a very manageable 45 minutes, I have to pack up my shit and get on a bus to see my baby. Have a nice weekend. Don't drink and drive. Go Giants. They got John Harbaugh probably to be their next head coach. I'm really excited about that. And as we say every week at this juncture of the show, it's a tough time in the world, so take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and stay as metal as humanly possible. And I'm going to dance a jig on the way out and hopefully regenerate my my verve this weekend, my groove, get my groove back, so I'm not so burned out on these things. But I'll be back next week with some more live streams. Peace, y'all. Thank you.